Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Bond is back in a couple of months, maybe, not sure. It keeps getting delayed. Probably has again for all I know. I don't care. I don't care. This Bond film, which is coming up in a couple of months, November, I think. No Time to Die. I've made no secret. This is something I just really am not bothered about, per se. Everything that surrounded it in terms of what they're doing with Bond, how Bond's being portrayed, how he almost appears by the majority of the trailers to be a passenger in his own movie. I'm sick and tired. I'm bored to the back teeth of franchises being hijacked for other agendas. It's just so past the point of giving a shit. And this is Daniel Craig's final outing as Bond, probably for the best, which is a shame because I've really, really enjoyed some of his Bond films. I thought Casino Royale was absolutely amazing. I personally really enjoyed Quantum of Solace because it was so dark, and it was a great continuation from Casino Royale, in my humble opinion. Skyfall was kind of more typical Bond, but fun. Spectre, yeah, not so much with Spectre. But here we are on his fifth and final movie, and Daniel Craig has said something so amazingly controversial. Not really, no. It's just common sense. Daniel Craig has said that he does not believe James Bond should be played by a woman. Oh my God. Well, of course it shouldn't. James Bond is a man. James Bond's a man. So why would it be played by a woman? Now then, you don't know with these articles, and I have to say this because yesterday, or the day before, one of the members of the journalistic media asked Gillian Anderson of X-Files fame, who played Margaret Thatcher in the recent series of The Crown. She said, did you speak to Margaret Thatcher before taking on the role of her? Margaret Thatcher, who died in 2013. So you just don't know who you're dealing with when it comes to media. And when they say James Bond, do they mean James Bond or do they mean 007? Because they're kind of two different things. James Bond is the character. 007 is his call sign for the British government. But, you know, I'm not trying to split hairs, but you legitimately just don't know with these people. So if you're saying that a woman should play James Bond, then you are loony! Because James Bond is a man and should always be played by a man. Now, if you want to have a female 00 agent, I don't have anything against that whatsoever. Create an HBO Max series. I don't know where MGM fits into whichever streaming service. Amazon, I think it is right now. Get an Amazon miniseries of 005 and have a female 00 if you want. I mean, it has to be good. You know, you can't just put a vagina on the screen and go, oh my God, it's so groundbreaking. You know, you've actually got to make it good. It's got to have a good premise, good characters, etc., etc. But I've got no aversion to that. But James Bond is James Bond. End of. That's it. End. Hey. The debate over representation and future recasting of the spy character has rumbled on for years, with some fans suggesting a woman could take over their iconic role. No! Wrong! These aren't fans. As how can you say you can't just broad stroke and say they're not fans? Watch me. No, they're not fans. there has been members of the activist media that have been saying, oh my God, Bond should be a woman. But these are the same people that go around every fucking franchise and do exactly the same. They should be a blacksies. They should be a gaysies. They should be a womansies. What about a transies? That's their job. Being vacuous, racist, sexist, misogynist phobes. And having it all wrapped up in a bundle of diversity and inclusion. In representation. While they actually offer and bring nothing to the table. Apart from the disintegration of franchises. With their identity politics. So no, fans haven't been debating this at all. Activists have been pushing this. And because the media and Hollywood is so far left in ideological terms, we unfortunately have to get drawn in to these literal retarded debates. Because it is like debating with brain dead people. However, the idea has also sparked a backlash from critics who either say it would do the character a disservice, well, it is a man after all, or that there are better ways of improving representation on screen. Now, that I 100% agree with. 100% agree with. You want a female 00 agent, make a 00 agent that's female, that's not 007, because that is James Bond, the male call sign. Do something different. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not really that different. I get that. It's trying to say, well, we can't have 007, so we'll have 005 or 6 or 1 or whatever instead. But at least you have the opportunity to start with a fresh character, start from the ground up. And if you did have people that actually wanted to create an interesting show with that female character, then maybe you could get somewhere. But if you just got a bunch of ideologues that, as I mentioned earlier, just thought plonking a vagina and sticking 00 in front of it was all that you needed to do, then no, it's doomed to failure. Stop hacking existing IPs and start creating some of your original IPs, which you can make as diverse and represented as you want. But that will only ever get you so far if the writing and the whole idea behind it is poor and ill-conceived. That's why you have absolute dross when it comes to Star Trek nowadays. Because they've abandoned Star Trek and are using it as a platform for ideology. And their ideology is fucking mental. And that's why Star Trek is a joke. And any other franchise that goes in with that same attitude will be a joke. Because no matter how many times you try and paint the picture that it isn't, Bond always has kick-ass women in it. Always. Now, they might look sometimes a little bit sexier than you want, or they might have a little bit of an odd name here or there. But once upon a time, that was the charm. They were still kick-ass women. And that's why the Bond girl terminology, which some people are destined to find so offensive, was actually a term of endearment for how good and beloved the women of the Bond franchise were. But we're dealing with brain-dead morons nowadays that are so superficial that they forget the meat and potatoes of what drives a franchise. Speaking to the Radio Times, Craig has now offered his own opinion. There should simply be better parts for women and actors of colour. He questioned, why should a woman play James Bond where there should be a part just as good as James Bond, but for a woman? Now, there's no denying that Daniel Craig's politics have infiltrated the character as well. But he's not wrong here. He's not wrong here. But that has to be a freshly created, unique character. The problem, though, as I have already said, the problem, though, is when your first thought of creation is, I want a black this, I want a female that, I want a gay this, then you've already lost. If you have a great idea, a great concept, and then you say, right, I'd like this to be a female-driven though, but here's why, and here's the idea behind it, then it works. But when you put your idea, as Robert Meyer Burnett says, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to paraphrase you a little bit here, Robert. When you put your ideology ahead of the story, it's gone. It's lost. It's done. And this is what people do. But there is no denying that you can't play with the Bond franchise. We have double O's. Some double O's have appeared in the films. Some double O's have been killed in the films. So there's no reason why you can't play with other double O's and have adventures with them. Craig is the latest member of the Bond universe who has spoken against a female playing the role. In 2020 interview with Variety, the franchise's producer Barbara Broccoli said James Bond can be any color. No, he's a white male, Barbara. Chubby Broccoli would give you a spank on the backside. But he is male. No, he's a white male. That's the character. That's the character of Bond. Just stop it with the ideology. Oh, ideology. Did I say ideology? Maybe. Because it's merging into a... Bond's a white male. That's how they're created. That's how they should be. That's what they are. That's the law of it. End of. Stop playing identity with that. You're halfway there. I feel as if Barbara is almost trying to compromise to a degree. Look, we can't have a female Bond, but maybe we'll, we'll sneak a Bond of color in there. No. Again, hey, black community, hey, because they think they're a hive mind. They don't think that black people have their own, individual thoughts about things. No. If you're black, you're a fucking one mind, hive mind. If you're gay, you're a hive mind. If you're trans, you're a hive mind. Hey, look, black community. Hey, have another cast off. Have another cast off. Yeah. But it's very important that black people see themselves as a alcoholic British agent with murdering. Okay. Get your ideology out your brain and do what you should do. Just flush it out your colon and shit it out your sphincter. It seems so crazy. It seems so crazy to have to say James Bond's a white male character. That's how Ian Livingstone wrote him. That's how he is. Move on. But here we are in current day, and these are arguments and whatnots, debates that we've got to put forward because Hollywood is so infiltrated and neck deep in its pathetic identity politics. And when we're discussing identity politics over why the upcoming Bond film is going to be kick-ass, you already know there's fucking problems. Because I want to go to a Bond film and just be entertained by how kick-ass it is. I don't want to be going into a Bond film with Lasagna Lynch talking about fucking my colour and fucking Daniel Craig going, well, Bond, it shouldn't be a woman, but, you know, we need better women. And then Barbara Broccoli going, well, I guess it could be also a man of colour, you know, playing the Bond. Oh, just shut up. We should just be talking about how the next Bond film is going to kick ass, and we're not. It's all this utter nonsense, and it's all driven by the media, and the way that it keeps on going and going is because people like Barbara Broccoli and Daniel Craig and Lasagna Lynch don't shut people down because they're entrenched in the ideology themselves. Fuck off with your fucking politics. Just give us entertainment and escapism. Now, piss off. Not you. I like you lot. I'm talking about Hollywood. See you on the next video.